Every empire falls the same way, not by invasion, not by famine, but by its own reflection. When people grow angry and leaders grow desperate, a new savior rises, a man who swears he'll destroy the system to save it. Visual. Modern rally crowds cut to Roman mobs chanting, from Rome's Republic to the chaos of Buenos Aires. From Washington to London, it's always the same story, retold in different languages with the same ending. This is the populist trap. Populism is not new. It is the empire's oldest ghost, returning every time power tilts too far toward the few. It begins with truth, injustice, inequality, corruption, and ends with illusion. Every populist promises control. Give me your anger, and I'll give you prosperity. But history shows the cost is always the same. Trust collapses, money loses meaning, and the empire begins to eat itself. In ancient Rome, the crowd grew restless. The rich owned the land. The poor owned nothing. Enter the Gracchus, brothers and men who dared to challenge the Senate. They promised justice for the people, land, bread, dignity. The crowds cheered, and the elites panicked. The brothers were killed, their reforms buried. But something in Rome broke forever, because when people lose faith in fairness, they don't ask for reform, they demand revenge. Rome rose again, this time under emperors. Peace through power, bread through debt. The emperors fed the masses and conquered new lands. But when expansion slowed, the illusion cracked. To fund the empire's promises, Rome debased its coins. Thinner silver, empty value, inflation rose, trust vanished. And when trust dies, money dies. Rome didn't notice it yet, but it was already falling. By the 3rd century, Rome was trapped. Populist emperors rose one after another, promising to make Rome great again. They printed more money, raised armies they couldn't afford, and blamed enemies at home and abroad. Sound familiar? Empires don't crumble by surprise. They crumble through denial, through leaders who promise everything, and citizens who want to believe them. Under the blazing Argentine sun, money changers whisper on Florida Street, "Buy dollars now, the peso will fall again." Their president, Javier Milei, once hailed as a hero, came to power swinging a chainsaw and a promise to slash corruption, slay inflation, and free the people. For a moment, it worked. Inflation slowed. The IMF applauded. But behind the applause, the economy bled. 18,000 businesses closed. 250,000 jobs vanished. And Argentina, once the wealthiest nation in South America, became the most expensive. Milei froze the currency to hide the pain. Just as Rome thinned its silver, Argentina thinned its truth. Now the country stands at the edge of another collapse. Visual. Protesters outside Congress. Retirees holding banners. Narrator. Across the world, other populists watch closely. Trump, Farage, Maloney, Orban. Each promising to take back control. Each playing from the same script. Charisma, blame, salvation. But there's always a cost. A study of 51 populist regimes found a haunting pattern. After 15 years, every nation ruled by populists was 10% poorer than its peers. Their institutions eroded, their currencies weakened, their people divided. Populism doesn't destroy empires in fire, it kills them with faith in simple answers to complex problems. Every empire believes it's different, that this time the promises are real, that history won't repeat. But the populist trap always ends the same way, with leaders who confuse chaos for courage, and citizens who mistake emotion for truth. When the people demand miracles, the empire starts its countdown, and when the applause is loudest, that's when the fall begins. From ancient Rome to modern Argentina, from emperors to presidents, the story never changes, only the costumes do. Every empire thinks it's immortal. History always disagrees. If you want to understand how money, power, and empires rise and fall, subscribe to Decode Empires. Empires rarely die in silence. They die in applause.